Hello everypony, I'm Jaffaarchfiend and these are my thoughts on Rainbow Falls. This is a bad episode and you should feel bad when watching it! I know I certainly did. Justin Bieber concert levels of horribleness. Ugh. This episode, it just... Ugh. Let's start with the premise, shall we? Rainbow Dash is paired with Fluttershy and Snowflake, I mean bulk biceps. Seriously though, I think this is fandom agreed, we're just going to keep calling him Snowflake or Tiny. They're paired for a relay race qualification for the Equestrian Games. Sure, we get an explanation for two other Pegasi not being on Dash's team, but the rest of Ponyville's weather team were unavailable? Really? Now, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with Flutters being on the team, given the effort she put into the Hurricane Fluttershy episode for her training to help the rest of the team get the water up to Cloudsdale. I had good expectations for her. Until we saw her straining to hover in the first 5 minutes, and then her attempts at wing-ups later on in the comparative montage. Ugh. And what was with Snowflake anyways? Previous iterations of his vocal range, admittedly existing of him only going "yeah" a lot, led me to believe he'd be, well, deeper in his vocal range than what we got here. That and Wonderbolt Academy. Did he forget to fly from between then and now, or something? Did they just let any pony in there? If so, what was the big hype about Rainbow Dash getting into Wonderbolt Academy if we saw this guy who can apparently now barely fly got in as well? He was flying alright there. I'll get to the Wonderbolts themselves, don't worry, but first I gotta address this fetish that's going on here recently. Okay, fetish may be too strong a word, but it gets the point across. All throughout Season 4, save for the Pinky Apple Pie episode, which was just last week, we have been dragging the entirety of the main six along with us. Pinky I can let past, because she was there as part of the cheer squad, and Pinky's, well, Pinky. You'd expect her to be doing some cheering for Rainbow and Flutters as they try to qualify. The others, I'm kind of drawing blanks for the majority. Rarity, especially in this episode, was just, well, just awful. Simply awful. I mean, this is the same mare that designed these dresses for the Triple G, these outfits for the Canterlot wedding, with rainbows being specifically designed to be aerodynamic, the same mare that turned out these dresses, and then turned an entire hotel room into a fashion show winning set. And for the Equestrian Games, to represent Ponyville to the entire nation, the pony equivalent of the Olympics, and she comes up with this. It makes no sense in either the continuity or even for her own character. Twilight, I'm not sure what her reason for coming was. To be honest, was she there as part of the cheer squad or something? Towards the end she was, but previously? I have no idea. Applejack's excuse was barely passable, being the food vendor. Then there were the Wonderbolts. What the friggin' hell happened here? When did they become jerks and assholes? Seriously? I get that they're the best of the best in terms of the whole flying thing, that they're the military, that they are the equivalent of Formula 1 drivers and stuff like that, but still, come on. This episode was even more of a hammer to the head about loyalty than Rarity's generosity episode was this season. Compared to this, Rarity's one feels more like a light bruising, whereas this was a full-on bludgeoning. I get this is a kid's show and they write it for a younger audience, but even the intended audience would be cringing from how blatant this one was. Admittedly, it does have its good points I will wholeheartedly admit to. First up, Derpy is restored to canon. One can only imagine the unified cry of bronies around the globe as they watched via live stream or live on television, going, "Derpy!" when she appeared on screen. That for me wasn't the only highlight though. Oh, no. I refer of course to a scene at the beginning and towards the end of this episode. Something I'm irked we didn't go into more depth with, or even use this as an opportunity to reintroduce another character from Season 1. What am I on about, you ask? The Griffins. I literally fist pumped when I saw that griffins were there for the Equestrian Games qualifiers. I'm just annoyed that we didn't get any interaction with them, or that even one of them remotely resembled Gilda. However, it does raise the possibility that we may see our former Dashi buddy later on in the Equestrian Games arc, and I look forward to seeing that confrontation very much. Another point is the rainbow eyes and subsequent rainbow shimmer item at the end of this episode. That pretty much confirms that these are going to be a recurring thing now in the season, and are quite possibly the keys to the Box of Harmony. Something which has been left to the wayside in terms of the actual hunt for the keys for that. You seriously think they'd be actively hunting for them as well as doing the Equestrian Games thing? I don't know. One can only imagine that these items are going to shapeshift or something in the presence of the box, given the keyholes. Although, going to love hearing how they figure out that these are actually the keys. Please not exposition that as a single line. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please. For me, this episode was just bad. It could have been done so much better, in my opinion, if we were trying to give her a test of loyalty to get the key. Who wrote this anyway? Corey Powell. Which ones did he do again? Seriously? Sleepless in Ponyville and Just for Sidekicks. But I liked those episodes! Ugh. Guess everyone's got to have at least one bad one sometime. This is Jaffaarchfiend signing out, and hoping that the next episode is much, much better. And that we get more griffins.